Good morning, students. Have you read the lesson? Hoping that everything is clear. Let's get back to our chapter 4. Pay attention and watch the video till the end. Let us do an activity to see the effects of stretched rubber bands. Take a rubber band. Stretch it using your fingers. Observe the force from your fingers. Now take one more similar rubber band. Add it to your fingers and stretch both together to the same length. Observe the force exerted on your fingers by the rubber bands. Repeat the same procedure by increasing the number of rubber bands. We will observe that when we stretch the rubber band, it exerts force on our fingers and feel the force of pull on our fingers. Similarly, we also observe that the combination of two bands exerts a larger force than that of one rubber band. Assume that the force exerted by one rubber band is F units and the force exerted by the second rubber band is F units. Then the net force of two rubber bands is F plus F, that is equals to 2F units. The unit of force in SI system is Newton. Let us calculate the net force from free body diagrams. The diagram showing all the forces acting on an object at a particular instant is called free body diagram. It is denoted as capital F, capital B, capital D. Assume that a car is moving with a non-uniform speed on the road. Choose a coordinate system with X and Y axis. Sign convention is to be taken along X and Y directions. The forces acting on the car are shown in the FBD. Force applied by the engine is equals to capital F. Force applied by road is equals to small f. Normal forces N1 and N2. Gravitational force is W. Net force along x direction F net x is equals to small f minus capital F. And along y direction it is N1 plus N2 minus W. Let us move to another activity to find the force on the direction of motion and state of the body. Take a football, place it on the ground. Now ask a player to kick the ball towards the goal post. Now ask the goalkeeper to stop the ball. Note the observations. We observe that the ball was at rest and so its speed was 0 before it was hit. The player applies force on the ball that moves the ball towards the goal. Suppose the goalkeeper dives or jumps up to save the goal. By his action, the goalkeeper tries to apply a force on the moving ball. The force applied by him can stop or deflect the ball, saving the goal. If the goalkeeper succeeds in stopping the ball, the speed of the ball decreases to 0. By this activity, we learn that a force applied on an object may change its speed. If the force applied on the object is in the direction of its motion, the speed of the object increases. If the force applied in the opposite direction of the motion, then decreases in the speed of the object. To find the net force on the direction of moving object, hit a carom coin with the striker. Now ask your friend to do the same. Observe the direction of coin in each case. In this activity, we observe that the direction of the coin changes in each case. Similarly, we also observe that while hitting the coin with the striker, not only does the coin change its direction, but the striker changes its direction too. From these observations, we learn that net force stops a moving object or makes a stationary object move and also changes the speed and direction of a moving object. Thus, force can change the state of motion of an object. Let's move on to the next activity of finding the effect of force with area of contact. Take a pencil. Push its rounded end on your palm. Now push from the other side of the pencil so that the sharp end is on your palm. Observe the changes. We observe that the effect of force depends on the area of contact on which the force is acting. When there is a decrease in the area of contact of the force or load, then the effect of force increases and vice versa. The force acting perpendicularly on a unit area of a surface is called pressure. Pressure is equals to force by area. The SI unit of pressure is Newton per meter square. Moving on to the next activity, identifying the effects of force. Take two trays. Fill both the trays with fine sand. Now take two rectangular bricks of equal mass and similar shape. Put one brick vertically in one tray. Put the other brick horizontally in the second tray. Observe the changes. We observe that the brick standing vertically sinks deeper in sand than the brick standing horizontally. The depth to which the brick sinks in the first tray is deeper than that in the second tray. We learn that if the contact area or the surface area on which force is acting is smaller, similar than the pressure exerted by the brick is more, or vice versa. For a given force, if the surface area is smaller, the pressure will be greater. If we use a larger area, we are spreading out the force and the pressure becomes smaller. Homework time. Read the entire lesson thrice. Mark new words and learn them. Complete writing notes in new book. Start learning one question and answer each day. See you soon in the next video. Take care. Stay safe.